welcome back,
Yeah.
Mason Sasquatch.
Mm-hmm. Thanks.
I was working with someone recently that both of us know, and I said Mason, and then he was like, "Oh yeah, that's right. You're his brother. I just know him as Sasquatch." And I was like, "Yep, that's
Yes.
right. That's what he's professionally known as
Yes.
in the business." But yeah, welcome to the podcast. Welcome back. You've been on a couple of times.
I think twice. Yes.
I think so. Yeah. On the old name of the podcast.
The old name.
So this is a whole new podcast.
Yes.
That you're on today.
I feel good about it.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm excited. These are little mini episodes, minisodes, as I like to call them.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, the idea of this came from last year.
Okay.
I did some minisodes where I did like quick little 10, 15 minute little deep dives into certain topics. So this year I'm crowdsourcing those topics and asked different people what they would like. And then you were just like, I will co-host with you. And I was like, done. Let's do it.
Cool.
This will be fun.
Yeah. We have decent chemistry.
We do. We have a bit of chemistry. Probably biological chemistry.
Maybe.
I would imagine.
Yeah.
But
biological chemistry is better than biological warfare. It's what I always say.
That you have said that so many times.
So many times.
Like it's tattooed on your back.
I have a lot of them.
Yep. But yeah, so this question came from Ayla, AKPS Weddings, and she asked, "Are you utilizing any new apps for marketing, specifically for graphics across social media platforms?"
Okay.
Great question.
Yes.
Short answer, no. I'm not using any new apps. I'm using all the same old ones for me, which I'll get into those.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Are you using any new apps?
I mean, so I'm in a very different industry.
Yes.
So we'll just say that.
Yeah. Give the people a little background of your industry.
A filmmaker.
There you go.
That's a little background.
That's a little background.
And so, it's a little different. Like I do commercial work. So I do work with commercial people, but like banks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I use Canva.
I
like it. It's easy.
Yeah. What do you use Canva for?
Basic graphic design.
Okay.
And also for like bumpers. So like at the beginning of videos or the end of videos, it's really easy to like throw in an animation, and it just kind of like boosts the quality a little bit better.
Okay.
Especially for like marketing material.
So Canva's doing animation as well?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
You can do like 5 or 15-second videos with it. Yeah.
I only use Canva for static graphics.
Okay.
Right now.
Yeah.
So I use Canva as well for most of the time stories. Instagram stories. I've used it a few times for just creating social media posts.
Yeah.
To where I'm overlaying graphics and text on top of images.
Yeah. That's what's really nice about it. I suck at Photoshop. I've tried. It doesn't work with my brain, but Canva's really easy.
It's super user friendly.
Yeah. Well, and also I realized like I don't want to be a graphic designer. I'm not a graphic designer. I hire people that are graphic designers to do the work for me. So it's better for me to just like keep it simple.
Yeah.
So like a lot of times I'll just throw up an image or something. And it's not graphic related, but I use ChatGPT a lot.
Yeah.
A ton.
Okay. Do you use that for creating captions or quotes, or what do you use it for?
I kind of use it in my ideation phase. So like if I have things that I want to convey, then I'll just kind of like start a conversation back and forth with ChatGPT, and that just the way that my brain works, it allows me to like get to the problems or the meat of it better than just like endless iterations of text. So.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I feel like that would be helpful for me too, because I typically tend to talk in circles where I'm just like kind of hitting the same point over and over again without diving much deeper. And I find that a lot whenever I do my solo shows. And then I'm like, okay, I really need to outline this because I will just keep saying the same point over and over again, and having ChatGPT to bounce off of, which is really interesting. I signed up for ChatGPT. They have not let me in yet.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was like, we're really busy right now, and I haven't gone back and checked it out. But I want to do that as well for creating ideas, and not so much. I guess not so much creating ideas, but getting inspiration to really go with what I want to talk about.
Yeah, for me, like I said, it's like a conversation. It's not like I'm going to it to write all of my stuff for me,
Right. Yeah.
but it's like, I have these kernels of ideas. Can you tell me more about like what's out there about this? And then I can kind of like shape and mold it better.
Yeah, because ChatGPT is using like everything on the internet, more or less. To just scan through that in a few seconds and then give you all the answers.
Right.
Instead of you going through all these articles. Because I've done that before, where I'll search for an article and then I'll start reading it. And I'm like, okay, cool. I want another source. And then I go to a second article and it's conflicting. And I'm like, oh, I don't know which one is true now. But I guess ChatGPT would be able to see, oh, there's like 17,000 that confirm this one and 4 that say the other.
Yeah, I don't use Google anymore.
Yeah.
I just use ChatGPT.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
It's way easier.
A lot of people at Gen Z is moving far away from Google.
Yeah.
YouTube and TikTok are the search engines of choice now. Which I also, if I need, like I heard about a volcanic eruption in, I don't remember where it was now, but
Dubai.
Was it in Dubai?
No.
Okay.
They have no volcanoes.
I was going to say, I didn't think so, but it could have been. It was in Indonesia.
Okay.
Which
they do have a lot of it.
Yes, they do. And one of them erupted. And I was like, I just jumped on TikTok and was like, Indonesia volcano eruption. And then boom, a bunch of videos of that going on. And
that's interesting.
Yeah.
I never used TikTok that way.
Yeah. TikTok, it can be what you want it to be.
Yes.
And for mine, it's a lot of trick shot videos.
Cool.
Because the kids ask for that.
Yes.
Okay. So Canva, ChatGPT. I'm also using Canva. I also use an app called Unfold.
Okay.
And that is specifically for, I believe you can set up all sorts of social media posts in there. So it has the sizings.
That's nice.
Which is very handy.
Yeah.
To where you can do a like a 3x4, or I guess I think Instagram is 2x3 now. For the inline posts, you can do the 16:9 stories, and you can do Facebook covers and YouTube cover images, and it's got a lot of different preloaded templates. So some of them have multiple images overlay, some of them have like that ripped paper look at the edge of the image, so it kind of elevates a little bit more than just here's a square image with a white background. But you can change the background, you can throw text over it, there's like some stamps and other gifs and stuff that you can throw in there. So
a deckled edge.
Is that what it's called?
Deckled edge. Also, I'm curious to hear your feedback on this. There's a trend that I see where people cut their image. They do like a carousel, and then their images is half. It's mostly white, and then half of the images, and then you have to scroll to see the next.
And then the next half of the image is on the second frame of the carousel. And it's like you gotta almost hold your finger in between
to
the
see
two
the
to see the full image. Yes, not a fan.
Yeah, me either.
Not a fan of that.
Yeah,
I know.
No offense, Ashley.
That's like super. It's I'm not a fan of that. I also don't like the really extended image across 2 or 3 frames, and then you have the small little images on top of that.
Yeah.
And like I understand that it's different,
Yeah.
but it's not for me.
No.
I find it confusing a lot
Yeah.
of times, and I want to see the full thing. I don't want to see all these little thumbnail images on top of it.
Right. Well, the phone is so small to begin with.
Right. Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
But
and that's going horizontally across a vertical phone, so it's even smaller.
Yes.
And then so yeah, not a huge fan of that. And also that doesn't. I am a huge fan
yes.
of repurposing content.
Yes.
So that does not repurpose well to, say, Facebook.
That's a good point.
Yeah, Facebook still, like, they recently just under 3 billion active users. So yeah, we are 8 billion people in the world. So a lot of people are active on Facebook.
That's insane.
So
I haven't got on Facebook in
I hadn't either.
Nearly
and then
a year.
I learned that a couple weeks ago, and I started posting on Facebook, and people are starting to like my photography page on there.
Wow.
And comment and like, and
that's super wild.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I had just written off Facebook and pretty much used it for groups.
Yeah, same.
But yeah, so I repurpose content from Instagram or TikTok onto Facebook, Google My Business, and Pinterest.
Cool.
So those split apart half images don't repurpose well, in my opinion.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah, it's not for me.
Do you use any other graphic design stuff? I just don't do that much graphic design, so I'm like kind of.
Yeah. I don't do a ton. I do most of mine in Canva and Unfold. Those have been the two that I've been using for the longest time. I do some video editing in InShot.
Okay.
InShot is a really great app to where you can extract audio from videos. You can, which I love to do that, and like have where I'm talking to camera, and then I extract the audio, and then I can cut out the parts where I want to switch to a different video, but then just have the same audio playing across.
Nice.
And it feels a lot more put together, even if I'm just recording that or editing that for a story.
Yeah, sure.
But yeah, I use InShot for more edited videos for stories, and then of course for Reels and TikToks. I tend to edit them there. That way I can post it natively to TikTok and natively to YouTube Shorts and
that's good.
To Instagram Stories or Instagram Reels. So then all 3 of those platforms are like, oh, hey, you did this. I don't see any watermarks on here. We're going to promote it a little bit more.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
That's good. Do you use any things specifically for like newsletter stuff? Because I do MailChimp sometimes, but
same.
I don't know, my newsletter, I'm like, I think I've overcomplicated it, where I'm like,
I did too.
Yeah, I want it to be beautiful, but
yeah.
And now I'm like, I think I'm just gonna send a plain text email.
I have started doing plain text emails, and they are getting so much more open rates.
Yeah, I bet.
And I think a lot of that is that the algorithm for your inbox has changed.
Yes,
because there is an algorithm there, which I did not realize. I was just like, oh yeah, you get, because it used to be you just get an email and it's in your inbox. There were no folders. There was maybe a spam folder.
Yeah.
But now you have like the promotions folder, and you have social media folder, and you can create different folders, and Gmail can flag certain things if you don't open them regularly. Then it's like, oh, you don't actually care about these, and then it goes to a spam folder. Or if it's from a business, if your the people that you're sending your newsletter to don't open your newsletter often, it'll just push it to the promotions tab, because it's noticing, oh, out of the last 10 emails from this email address, you've opened 1. So you're not.
Why doesn't it get Domino's out of there then?
I know. Yeah.
I get
Old Navy all the time. I'm
okay.
like, when
Mine's
is the
just-
last time that I like signed up for anything for Old Navy? We mostly go in there because they have a giant like gumball machine with
Nice.
bouncy balls.
Hell yeah.
And we'll go in there every now and then. And Maddox will just like put in a quarter and get a bouncy ball.
Nice.
But we don't buy a lot of clothes there.
Yeah.
Kids' clothes sometimes when they're on sale. But yeah, those, yeah, the whole algorithm for inboxes is interesting. I need to look into that more.
Yeah.
But I know that with the algorithm, if you have big banner images on your emails,
Okay.
if you have a ton of links going to different places,
Oh, that's my mistake.
then it's, yeah, me too, because I'm like, oh yeah, I'm referencing this, here's a link.
Exactly, that's what I do. Yeah.
And really,
We're so similar.
I know. I should probably subscribe to your email list.
No, it's fine.
But
It's pretty
yeah.
trash.
Yeah, it sounds like it. But yeah, plain text email tends to get opened more often, and not hit with the spam filters.
Okay.
Yeah. So
cool.
I also use MailChimp.
Yeah.
I think it's free for up to
500 users,
okay.
I believe.
Okay. Yeah, I know I've been using them for a long time. So I actually have 3 different lists.
Nice.
Because they used to just do unlimited lists. You could create however many separate funnels you want, and then but I think now it's one list up to 500 subscribers.
Yeah. And I do like their templates. I think their templates are great.
I agree.
But yeah.
Yeah.
I think I don't know. I think as creatives, you just kind of start overcomplicating things, or like, I just want to make everything beautiful.
Yeah.
And not everything has to be beautiful, right. I think.
Yeah. So. And I, like, as a photographer, I was like, I want my emails to have all these beautiful images and to feel like a website. And it wasn't getting opened as much. And now just doing a little logo at the top, plain text, and then occasionally, like, I have an email that goes out once a month that kind of recaps the episodes of the podcast episodes of the previous month.
Oh, okay.
And I'll have the thumbnails for each of those,
Nice.
a little bit about the guests, what we talked about, and all that.
Cool.
But yeah, that's mostly all that I use images for.
Cool.
An email list thing.
I have 2 things.
Okay.
Buddy of mine, director, for his newsletter, he uses something called Notion.
Yes.
And so he just puts the Notion link in an email, plain text email, and sends it to you. And then the Notion thing's all built out and looks beautiful, which is cool. Because but then I don't like that barrier because you're still having to click something.
Okay, so he just sends out a link. So like, if I'm on his email list, I get an email with a link. I click on it. I also don't like that barrier.
I don't like that a barrier, but I do like Notion in the way that you can build it out. It's really cool.
I do too. I have not used Notion that much, but from what I've seen, Notion is really great for just creating a really streamlined looking platform.
Yes. And the second thing I've forgotten.
Okay. Well, great.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Well, I think that's a good time to wrap up the episode. There's, I don't know how many times I've been in the middle of an interview and I'm like, okay, because
I use my fingers.
I try to do something. I usually grab something off my desk and I'm just like, all right, remember that this pin means this.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay, so I have a couple questions. First one is this.
Oh no.
Second one, we might get later. I don't know. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Let's continue on. But yeah, well, thanks for co-hosting this with me. This was fun. Look at that, just under 20 minutes. So
we got you.
That's what we wanted. We're going to be doing some more of these. So if you want your question answered, just ask it. I believe on Spotify now. I have not tested this yet and opened the podcast on Spotify, but there is a Q&A portion. So if you're listening to this on Spotify, scroll down to the Q&A and you can ask your questions there. Otherwise, wit.pod on Instagram. You can ask your questions there. There's a couple posts about this, as well as just DM me. I'm always in the DMs. But yeah, Mason, where can people find you if they want to follow along with the co-host now?
Oh yeah, Sasquatch Mansfield on the old Instagram. That's pretty much it. My website is sasquatchstudio.us, because .com, I don't want to pay thousands of dollars.
Yeah, a .com is overrated too.
Some would say.
So a lot of people would say.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Cool.
I mean, you can get my phone number if you want to. Just DM me.
Cool. Yeah, and physical address. You want to share that one?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. We'll have that in the show notes for you.
Yep.
But yeah, all this stuff in the show notes, as well as I'll have links to all the different platforms that we talked about that we're using. So, all right, tune in next time for another question. We've got the next one is actually an audio question. She sent a audio file, so it'll be fun. Get to actually hear physically from you. But yeah, see y'all next week.
Okay.
Bye y'all.
Bye. Oh yeah, I gotta stop this. Here we go.